From the News Channel 5 Network, this is Morning Line.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Morning Line. Nick Beres here on a Monday. I hope you had a great holiday weekend, if indeed you did, and celebrated the 4th of July on Friday. No one got hurt, got burned, or anything like that, lighting stuff off on your own, if you lit stuff off, or if you just stayed away from it all and just relaxed and enjoyed yourself. You couldn't have asked for nicer weather this weekend. Now get ready for the sizzling temps the rest of this week. But listen, this morning we're going to open up the phone lines for you because we're going to be talking about your pets. Any questions you have about animals, whether you have one now, you're thinking of getting one, and you want some advice along those lines, who better to ask those questions of than our resident veterinarian, Allison Fields. Good morning.
Good morning, Nick.
Nice to have you.
It's great to be here.
See you. Did you have a good
I did.
4th of July?
Did you?
We did. We had a great time. I was just thinking, you know, as you come on, tying in with the 4th of July and pets, that I had a nice 4th of July. Our beagle did not.
I'm sure not.
And I was thinking, too, my wife was saying, and she volunteers at a lot of these shelters in Mount Juliet and elsewhere, that I guess, are we talking a lot of shelters crowded with animals today, maybe yesterday, the day before, because so many
people have escaped because of the fireworks.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
true, isn't it?
Hopefully they're at a shelter and not still running loose and getting hit by cars.
Is it just personality of the animal that makes them? I mean, obviously loud noises can be startling to anyone, but I've had some dogs that for whatever reason, thunder, fireworks, that they couldn't care less. Others, and most of them though that I've been around, are startled by them. What is it? Is it the noise? Is it the rumble? Is it, what is it, the flash?
Unknown.
Unknown. And it's the nature of the animal.
Yeah. I mean, there are some dogs, like you said, that could care less. And there are other dogs that, you know, are climbing the walls, busting through windows.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there are dogs that injure themselves trying to either get outside or get inside, although I can never figure out why they want to get outside when it's a thunderstorm, but they do. But
just to run.
Yeah, just to get, I think they think it's here, so if I get here, it won't be there.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. And there's lots of mechanisms that we can do to help with them. There's homeopathic medications that your vet can talk to you about that are kind of like a chamomile tea for us. They're not really drugs, but they just might take the edge off for those dogs that it's not horrible for, that are just a little anxious. There's also things like the thunder shirt.
Yeah. We have that.
The thunder shirt works really well. You know, when it first came out, I thought it was a bunch of hooey. I was like, whatever, but it works. I have one
to work.
So there's that. And then if those things don't work, you can always talk to your veterinarian about some kind of sedative.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering,
anti-anxiety medication, things like that.
You have some clients who maybe come in anticipation of this, knowing and getting those, doggy downers or whatever can relax the dog.
Yes.
Okay, cats have the same problem?
Not really.
No, not as much.
They don't seem to.
No, it's dogs.
I honestly don't think I can remember a cat that before the 4th of July, the owners are like, yeah, I need some medicine for my cat.
Yeah. Or the cats, if they do get startled, they just go hide under the couch and they get by. But I'll tell you, our beagle almost has seizures. I mean, it scares him so much. Now, the pug, I think, cues off the beagle. And so it has started. If the beagle was never afraid, I don't know that the pug would have been. But now the pug's kind of that way. But the beagle's the worst. I mean, to the point where it really is a concern. I mean, he'll throw up during the day, just nerves. It'll just be water or whatever. And so we'll just try to, get him inside, put the thunder shirt on, and put him in a room that's dark and quiet and get away from it all. But that may be a dog that would qualify for some of these doggy downers.
Well, you should maybe talk to your vet about some of the homeopathic options first.
Yeah.
And then see how those work in conjunction with the thunder shirt.
Question. Corn cob. Bad for a dog?
Yes.
Because?
Well, after you have to go take one out of some dog's intestines, you'll understand why.
Don't they chew it up and everything?
Not always.
They sometimes just swallow it.
Yeah.
If they chew it up, is that all right? Is it fibrous?
Sure, but can you promise that that's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah. Juice ate a corn cob. And the corn was still on the cob.
Awesome.
He was okay. I just thought,
I'm not saying that every corn cob is going to cause a problem.
Okay.
But the one time it causes a problem,
it's going to be expensive.
Yes.
Well, I was asking more about, because I know you say there's certain foods that are toxic to dogs. Okay.
What are they, Nick?
Grapes.
Yes.
I guess with raisins.
Yes.
Too. Grapes, raisins, chocolate.
Yes.
What am I leaving out?
Two more.
Grapes, raisins, chocolate. I know you've told me antifreeze.
Well, yeah, but that's not a food.
That's poison.
right.
What are the other two?
Garlic and onions.
Ah, I don't know why I forgot. What is it about garlic?
They garlic and onions are in the same family. I think it's the allium. There's some plant species, but they, as they're being broken down, create a compound that we can further break down, but dogs and cats can't. Horses can't, I don't think.
And so it can affect the tummy and stuff like that?
It causes problems with the red blood cells. That so it's a long cascade of
Well, those are the
causes.
5. Those are the 5 then now. I'll remember that. Garlic and onions, I'd forgotten, but the others. At least corn cob's not on that list. Unless it gets stuck in the intestine.
But that's not toxic.
And it's not toxic. It's just something that could clog you up.
Right.
All right. Before we take our first break, let's take a phone call. And the lines are open, 737-7587. Questions about your dogs, your cats, your birds, or other pets that you may have. We'll take as many of those as we can till the 9 o'clock hour. And before we take our first break, let's take Leslie. Hi, Leslie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
Oh, wow. It's so great to see you two on TV. I have this question about my son's dog. We just recently inherited a red-nosed pit bull. My son walks 10 miles to work and 10 miles home every day. This particular dog saw my son walking home and followed him. And he couldn't get rid of him. He went into some stores and he sat out there and waited for him. We have had Rudolph the red-nosed pit bull for now 4 months. He is a wonderful dog, but when we leave out of the house, he chews everything up. He chewed up a pair of $250 Louis Vuitton shoes that my husband bought me 7 years ago, and he's deceased. I came home. I was very upset. My thing is, we buy him all kind of little things, but someone told my son to put down some old shoes or something with our scent on it so he can chew it. But then I've also been told that when we do that, he thinks it's okay to chew everything. So what would you suggest I do?
Well, I don't think giving him shoes is a good idea because that just teaches him to chew on shoes.
Right, that makes sense.
Maybe not listen to that person about their advice in the future. Maybe on different topics too. Not so sure.
I agree with that. I thought that was really strange because I felt like he would continue to do continue to chew.
Sure.
How do I prevent him from doing that?
Well, the big thing is if you have a dog who likes to chew and you leave your $250 Louis Vuitton shoes out and available for the dog, unfortunately, that's your bad. Not the dogs. So you need to make sure that your clothes, your hats, your shoes, anything that you don't want chewed up is not in reach of the dog. The other thing you might want to do is talk to your veterinarian about crate training. Get a crate. He goes in the crate when you're not there, and he is safe. He is not getting into things he shouldn't be eating. He's not chewing on electrical cords. He's not chewing up your shoes. But really and truly, it's just like baby proofing. You don't leave things down that you don't want the baby to get a hold of. You shouldn't leave things down that you don't want the dog to get a hold of.
Is there something to be said for the dog being drawn to something that maybe has the scent of its owner on it, and it'd be more inclined to chew that for any reason?
But I also think that probably those shoes were leather, and that just smells good to chew on.
Well, I'm just wondering about
it has a good chew.
If there's some other chew toy that's a specific chew toy that maybe you make sure has your scent on it somehow.
Sure.
Would that help?
I don't know that teaching the dog to chew things with your scent on it is a good idea.
Again, that makes sense. You're right. That didn't make sense because then he'll be drawn to anything he comes across that has the scent. For a dog like this, and this is a pit bull, powerful jaws, things like this, there are other are there chew toys you recommend for a dog like that? Maybe over, what are those Kongs? Is that what it's called?
Kong makes some really good chew toys. I have a really powerful chewer puppy who has gone through pretty much every toy that we've purchased her until we found a couple Kongs that, some of the Kongs she goes right through, but we found some that she can't go through, and she really likes those to chew on.
It's a hard rubber, right?
It's hers are like hard plastic.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't, they're very dense. I don't know, but she loves them, and you know, they're just kind of getting chewed up. They're not disappearing, which is nice.
Yeah.
They're lasting her a period of time.
Well, and the other part, and I don't know that she did this, but yeah, get a kennel. I mean, our dogs are adult now and stuff, but we do not leave them roaming the house when we're not there. And they now, it's not like they're imprisoned. These little shelters, these kennels, which are plenty of space for them with a nice blanket, maybe a toy in there with them, it's their secure spot.
Right.
And every night or every day when we take off, we're gone for the day. If we don't leave them outside for a bit, if we're gone short with the electric fence, we put them in the kennel, and they stay there. They're not running around our house destroying stuff all day. That's not happening. So get one of those kennels and lock Rudolph up, you know, when you're gone. Then he'll get used to it. We'll take a break on that note. When we come back, the number 737-7587 is the number. We'll take more of your calls. If you want to jump in, we've got some lines open. If you're on hold, stay there. You're next. We'll be right back.